Hey guys, what's up? This is Ulrich, and today I just wanted to talk about build diversity in PoE 2, in Last Epoch, in all of these, in ARPGs in general. Really, this is a problem that I've seen crop up a lot, and it's like I said, it's build diversity. People constantly say that build diversity is bad in these games. Uh, Especially when the game is not doing well. I mean, but even in you don't hear it as much in Last Epoch, even though right now I think the balance is worse in Last Epoch than anything else. And the only reason it doesn't seem like that on the surface is because the early game being well, not even just the early game, every part of the game is easy until you get to the very, very end. Until empowered monoliths, everything is easy. So it feels like every build is viable until you hit the brick wall of empowered monos, and then then you find out your build is bad. What I'm trying to talk about here, though, is in at least in PoE 2, everybody talks about how lightning spear is the only build you can play, and I'm sure they understand that that's not the truth, but I just wanted to kind of get on here and give a few examples of viable builds. Now, to be fair and frank, I haven't played basic. The only build I've played this season is this build right here, the Artillery Ballista Tactician, which is the build I made, and I'll show it to you in a second. Under here, I've made a couple videos on it. It's a great build. I'm at T15s right now. I'm able to kill difficulty 0 bosses. I haven't killed the Arbiter of Flame yet, but I'm sure if I get there I would, as long as I know the mechanics. It'd be probably decently easy. I don't feel like I would be, not able to clear that. So this build is completely viable. Is it as fast as Lightning Spear, and as does it do all the? It does all the things. It just doesn't do them quite as fast. That's fine. If speed is your only metric, then yes, this is a worse build than Lightning Spear. But I have seen videos and had multiple comments. I've got even a thing pulled up, the video pulled up of different builds that I can say work, that I have seen people playing that do work. Obviously, here's a Gazi build that works. It's for minions. Frostbomb, Cold Snap, Mana Sacker, Sork. This is a bit clunky, and it needs a unique to really get going past early maps, but you can play it, and you can make enough money on it to get to the point where it's comfortable like the rest of these. This one I can vouch for, the Spiral Volley Poison Deadeye. It looks amazing. This Miso Shiru made it, and it looks amazing in his videos. None of these people seem to be grifting you or putting in things in the build that make the build perform better in other metrics than it would seem. The only thing is that Lightning Spear is the most comfortable build in the game, but it doesn't mean it's the only build in the game. And these 5 right here aren't the only other 5 in the game that are viable. There are plenty of builds in this game that are very viable. I mean, as you can see, Amazon is not, which I imagine the bulk of Amazon players are playing Lightning Spear. It's only 30 or 40%. Now I say only, the next highest is 16%, but this is a high number for sure, but it definitely means that there are way more viable builds out there than anybody wants to admit. The only truly unviable builds right now are probably on these 3 ascendancies, I would say. The rest, you can probably make a perfectly viable build on any of these other ascendancies. There might not be one on these 3. These 3 are very much struggling, but you see plenty of liches and ritualists and other. I mean, I know some of these are Lightning Spear or Lightning Spear adjacent, as in they have a major part of their clear is Lightning Spear, but it just irks me that nobody really appreciates that this is still an ARPG with a lot of customizability, and you can play through the entire game on a build that is not Lightning Spear or Lightning Spear adjacent, and you can make it. And you can make it to T15s, you can clear T15s easily, and you can clear the bosses easily. You can get everything in the game and have fun. It's I know so many people are like, no, that you can't have fun in this game. It's not possible. The fun isn't there right now. But I mean, I just think there needs to be a mental shift on what the priority is right now, because there really isn't much in the way of like super in-game content right now. As in, like, the whole game is challenging, but like once you hit Arbiter, that's kind of the last thing you need to do. Other than that, it's just farming for currency. So right now, it only stands to reason that there's a lot of builds in the game that actually do all the stuff in the game. It's not like PoE 1 where builds have to be made specifically for certain types of content. There's builds for Abyss. There's builds for Delve. There's builds for Heist. There's builds for back in the day Lab, or specifically for mapping, or specifically for bossing. You don't have to do that in this game because there's just not as much stuff to do. So builds can be all-round builds, and it's fine. But you can also make them more tailor-made for certain content, and that's fine too. But yeah, I was gonna go through and show you the different videos, and I still can. Like,
Just farming, but
I'm gonna turn off the stuff here so I can talk over it. But like, this is the Essence Drain Contagion Lich build. There are others here that I can go to. This is kind of a little slow. He doesn't really go into like in-game, but it's a dot build. That's awesome, in my opinion. Dot builds are very underrepresented right now. And obviously it's Essence Drain Contagion, so it's the best combo. Everybody kind of understands that, but perfectly viable to do in maps. This is him doing a breach. And I'm not going to go through all of them like this, but it goes to show that just because there's not a guide on it, or there's not somebody holding your hand through the build, doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It just means that you need to experiment. You need to do this. You may need to put in a little work and effort to get the build going, but it can still be fun. It can still be viable to get through the entire game. And that's basically my whole point. So yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it a lot. Have a great day. Peace out.